Hello everyone, it is Garrett Stewart here again with Keller Williams Group 1 in Reno, Nevada. It's August, it's time to look at the market and see what happened in July in the Reno, Sparks, and Northern Nevada real estate market for the month of July. So let's dive in and take a look. As always, we're going to dive right into property prices, and would you look at that? Another new record. I feel like I'm on repeat every week now, or every month now. And so again, we hit another record. We're at $405,000 median home price. Now this is Reno and Sparks single family homes, and that's what the median price is right now. So it did slow down a little bit. If you look at the history of the last year, we hit our peak in July in 2018 as well. We anticipate this to be the peak for the year as well. We traditionally in the winter, fall time slow down, and so we anticipate that again this year. So hopefully we've hit the peak for the year, but we'll keep watching to see if that actually happens. Days to contract didn't really change this month much. This month went from 44 days to 45 days. So just taking about that long to put your home on the market to get an offer on it. Taking a look at inventory along with the sales that we had, you can see that inventory did go up just slightly as well as sales. So we went from 555 sales in June and we went to 590 sales in July. And inventory went up just slightly as well. How that affected our month supply of inventory, we did go down slightly from 2.4 months to 2.3 months. That's still a seller's market. So we are, again, shooting for that 6-month mark, which is a neutral, a balanced market. Anything below is a seller's market. So we are still in a seller's market. Taking a look at the Sparks real estate market, median home price did go up slightly to $380,000. And you can see that new listings did drop over 8%. The average days to contract dropped slightly as well, 33 days to contract. So homes are selling a little bit faster in Sparks versus Reno. We'll see the Reno numbers in just a second. And inventory stayed about the same actually. Taking a look at Reno, you can see home prices went up a little bit there too. $420,000 for median home price for Reno. You can see that inventory did drop there. Days to contract went up. So it did take, again, it's 49 days from the day you put your home on the market to get an offer on it. That's how long on average it's taking here in Reno. Ooh, the big R word, recession. You know, you hear that word and a lot of people start freaking out. I get a lot of people that ask me, when's the recession gonna happen? You hear the word bubble, you hear the word crash, all these, scary words basically for a lot of people. We all have those memories from 2008 and through that recession. So let's take a look and see when the next recession is going to happen and what that really means for us. So you can see 4 big players did a survey of when, with their experts, when the recession is going to happen. When they predict it's going to happen, I should say. And you can see this is all the numbers split up. If we average them out, you can see that by the end of 2020, 2/3 of the experts predict by then we're going to have a recession. But again, it's not a scary word. Recession does not mean a housing crisis. It means it's a slowdown. So taking a look at the definition from Merriam-Webster's dictionary, it's a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. So again, it's more measured by the GDP, not the housing. So just because we are in a recession doesn't mean anything's going on with the housing market. They're not completely correlated. And so don't freak out if you hear that we go into recession. And even if we do, it could literally last 2 quarters and be over with as you know it. So don't let that freak you out. But we are on the biggest economic turnaround from the recession in history. So our market, our industry and market are doing really strong right now. So, you know, it's only a matter of time before we see a slowdown. Now, we've seen these numbers. I've showed these statistics before, but I did want to show you again. Yes, 2008, that recession was a bad time. We saw the home prices drops on average almost 20%. But look back at the previous 4 recessions, and 3 of the 4, homes appreciated. You know, 2 of them at over 6%. That's incredible. And only the 1991 recession only went down 1.9%, less than 2% of depreciation. So that's incredible. So don't let the word recession scare you, because predictors aren't predicting, or these experts aren't predicting depreciation anytime soon. And again, we talked about when they're predicting it's going to happen. Well, why is it going to happen? That's the big question, actually. And the top 3 from Pulse Economics survey were trade policy, stock market correction, and geopolitical crisis. As you know, we said 2/3 are predicting by the end of 2020. Well, what happens in 2020? The presidential election, which looks to be one of the most contested presidential elections in our history. So it's very, you know, people are unsure what's going to happen with that. And so we're going to see what happens in our economy. And that's what puts that up into the top 3. But if you go down the list, way down to number 9, housing slowdown. There's 8 other things that are more likely to happen before housing slowdown that may cause the recession. So don't let the thought of a home crash, a bubble pop, recession, don't let those things scare you. Because look at these numbers. These are appreciation projections for the next 5 years. And you can see that every single one of them is positive. And not just a little. I mean, the lowest one is 2.5%. Can you imagine getting 2.5% appreciation for a year? And so that's awesome. So don't let the thought of recession scare you away from having your dream home of home ownership, basically. So taking a look at the mortgage rates, every single month we kind of talk about they keep on dropping lower and lower, and shocker, they've dropped even more. And if you look through the end of the first half of 2019, pretty much everyone's predicting we're going to stay under 4%. So it's a great time to buy and get a mortgage for your home because the rates are so good right now. I just actually had lunch with a lender friend of mine today, and she was saying just in the last few months with all of these rate drops, a lot of these buyers can qualify for, up to, she's seen people on average up to $75,000 more of potential purchase power that they have now. How incredible is that? So we know that the median home price has gone up month after month, but not $75,000 in the last 6 months. So think about that. What would an extra $75,000 purchase price in a home do for you? So just because home prices have gone up doesn't mean you can afford less, because the mortgage rates are helping you out there. So let's talk about that if you have any questions or worry about that. Now again, I am Garrett Stewart with Keller Williams Group 1 here in Reno, Nevada. If you have any questions at all about these numbers, the real estate market, anything at all, you can reach me at my number right here below. I'd love to talk to you about it. I appreciate you guys following my channel. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can click on them right over here and they'll take you to the next video. Thanks so much and have an amazing August.